What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad C. No Roper, and I am the director of Amplifier. You are tuned into Amplifier Community Connection. I want to thank and make sure thank everybody for joining in live right now here on Facebook. I want to thank everybody also that is in the audience today. Today we're going to discuss radio versus streaming. And I have two individuals, one who's been around for 250 years at the biggest station in the city, V100. He goes by Reggie Smooth as Butter Brown. How you doing, my brother?
It's 251 years. Bro.
My bad, brother. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm blessed. You good?
I'm good, man. Thank you for joining us,
good,
man.
Good. It's good to be here.
And the man to your immediate left, he's been around about 230 years. He's been at Radio Milwaukee for about 16 or 17 years. However long Radio Milwaukee been alive, he's been around. And he is now the head of, I just call him the head of Hyfin, the new digital station, streaming station that Radio Milwaukee has. Urban alternative station that Radio Milwaukee has. He goes by the name of Tarik Moody. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Thank you.
Man, you all over the place. I see you on the news. I wake up, you on the news. The next time you over on this side of the city, you moving and grooving, man. You getting hyphen out here, man. And that's what's needed. So we appreciate the work you're doing for our community, bro. I just want to tell you that for sure.
Appreciate it.
So this conversation, man, what I want to do is just jump in and talk about how artists, even if they're not signed to a major label, how streaming helps and how radio helps. So I want to start with you, Reggie, because you've been doing it such a long time at the big station. A lot of times, independent artists want to get with you or get with you to get on your station. And you've given a lot of amazing advice over the years, because I remember back in the day when I was getting started trying to get in, you explained to me the process of BDS and what media base is. And a lot of artists didn't understand that. And this was almost 20 years ago you explained it to me. So let's dive deep into that right quick, because I want artists to understand what this process entails, because that's how you make money, where they can find your song. People want to get on the radio, but if you're on the radio and you're not in the system at media base, you won't get credit for being on the radio. So let's talk about that process, Reggie, please, man.
That's right. It's funny because, every 3 years the industry changes. It always changes. So what I do is I tell people, they call me, like someone texted me this morning, DM me this morning, hey, man, how much I got to pay? What I got to do to get my song on the radio? Doesn't work like that. What I tell them to do is put their song on social media platforms first, and get the streaming going, and then we'll come look for you, But to make money, when we do when we used to do the Heat from the Street,
yes,
artists would send their songs, and I would say make sure it's registered first, so you can get credit for it.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just blowing smoke in the air. When you send your song out to radio stations and stuff like that, make sure it's registered.
Right.
You can't just do a song and then send it out to people. You got to go through the proper steps to get it registered, so you get money.
Absolutely.
So that's what I tell them to do these days, to do that. Otherwise, it's just blowing smoke. You might say, I got my song on in Philly and in New York and everywhere, but if it's not registered, you're lying.
Exactly.
I can't see it on media base,
right,
on the media base charts. So that's what they have to do to get their song out there.
That makes sense, man, because I remember being able to actually look at the charts,
right,
and seeing the names and seeing the number of spins per week.
Exactly. Per week, per day.
Per day, yeah. So, and that's extremely important. And artists, you can't skip that step, because right, that's revenue. That's where they report to ASCAP, BMI, CSAC to know where your royalties are going to. These are extremely important things that step is skipped because they don't have the knowledge.
Right.
And that was that always stuck with me when Lachey had Let's Not Talk About It. It was playing a lot. And it wasn't just playing here.
Right.
But we didn't know it wasn't just playing here. We had to look at the media base to find out it was playing in other areas. It started in Milwaukee because that's obviously where we were from. But then I remember you guys would have the weekly calls,
right,
and I don't know if it was you or Bailey at the time that mentioned the record. So then other stations, they like, we're playing this record, it's getting 30 spins a week or whatever the number was. That was pretty good, and because it tested well to move over into actual regular rotation.
Exactly.
And that meeting that they had, all the radio stations in different areas talk to each other. They have like a weekly meeting. They get on
every
the call
Friday, 11 o'clock. We still on it. Yeah.
Right. So they get on and they'll talk about what they're playing as opposed to what Indianapolis is playing, or what Chicago was playing, or Detroit, or whatever. So then you'll realize your songs will travel to other markets, because your home station is giving. And mind you, they're not giving you. You earn that spot. Right. Because they could play Beyonce over you. They could play Usher, whoever, whatever the artist is at that time. That's right. But your song testing so high and so well, it allows other markets to grab that. Now you can do a show in that other market because they playing so much when they have their and that's what happened with us. We was in Kansas City, we was in Virginia Beach, we were all over. Ray Nitty had the same thing happen to him with Bow. He was running around the country. Because
Atlanta.
So I think that is an extremely important piece to talk about, because you can do this on your own. I know people think you can't. It can be done. We did it for at least 3 good years on our own. We were making good money doing it too. Obviously, we weren't making the same as a major artist, but we were making sustainable money to continue to move forward. And then we turned that money, and then we started doing songwriting, which made way more money. But it started with doing a song and getting it on the radio. Then we end up moving over to songwriting piece. And to me, that media-based information that you gave, registering the song, was extremely important. So
it's all good. I tell artists, promote their song too. Get on social media, promote your song, go in. The easiest part of this industry is making the song.
Right.
Because you have control of it. You can go at home and make a song right now. Now you got to work the song, get out there and push it. Yeah, so get it on social media, every platform you can, from Apple Music, Spotify, everything. And then we'll come see you. Because we even look at TikTok. We're on our conference call. I'm on with all the program directors in the iHeart Urban, on the iHeart Urban side, hip-hop and the urban, the adult. And we're on every Friday in the top 30 cities. What we do is we tell what songs are our power songs, and we tell what songs that we like and that we're watching. That's what we do. And all the other programmers are listening to us. Reg, what was that song again? Lachey Martin. Let's not talk about it. That's the song. Okay, we're going to write that down. Can you send me that, Reg? Every Friday, 11 o'clock. Yeah.
And I think that's extremely important for us to make sure that we get that thought process in our mind. Now I want to switch over to streaming, because he just said something important in case y'all missed it. He said that they will look and see what's streaming well to see what it is to play.
Yep.
That's important. Because now this is back when we were doing streaming didn't exist, by the way. Social media didn't exist. I think we might have had MySpace or something.
Yeah.
But it was not like how it is now, right? So this how far this is almost 15, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So now in the streaming world, we got Tarik up here, man. When you at the Urban Art that you have, you do this thing called Hyfin Amplifier, what is it called?
Hyfin Verified.
Hyfin Verified. And what is Hyfin Verified?
So every month, Hyfin Verified, our music director and myself, pick 5 artists to basically give some love to every month. Mm-hmm. So it's not only on the air and the stream, we do interviews, social media, and all this stuff to really say, this is an artist that you need to check out. Like, that's the whole point of it, So that's the whole goal. A lot of these artists might be signed or recently signed or not signed, or got no airplay anywhere, right? So that's what Hyfin Verified is.
So, and I like that. And reason why I like that is because it sounds like something that's new and improved, right, to people out there. But Tarik has been doing this for years. I'm going to name an artist, and you're going to realize, you're going to be like, wait a minute, what? If you walk around the studio, you'll look on the wall, you'll see different artists. There's an artist by the name of Lizzo. Before she was big, before she blew up, before she was this huge artist, Tarik Moody had Lizzo in Milwaukee when she was at the beginning stages of her career. She's on the wall on the other side.
She was changing in a white van truck outside.
Wow.
Like really changing. Like she was hustling.
Right. And my thing is the fact that you were one, she's huge. She's a huge star now. She got big sellout concerts and she'll sell out Pfizer. How many people was here? Do you remember when she did her thing here?
Back in June.
It was like 2016. So I said it was a full room, probably 75 people.
50 to 75 people. She sold it to Fiserv. Wow. So think about that. This artist was here in this same room with 50 to 75 people. It was a packed house, which is a good when nobody really know who you are. Right. But the fact that this gentleman had the ear back in 2016 say, it's something here. This is going to be bananas. This is going to be big eventually. So let me get on the train before the train actually starts rolling. To me, that's the kind of talent we have on this side. Because, see, he took a chance when nobody else was taking a chance. Right. Those are the type of people you want around you. So when we have somebody in the position that he's in a powerful position, the brother just got back from a conference in Denver, right?
Yeah, Denver.
And you were meeting with other
urban alt. There's only 7, so it's a very new format.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, the oldest station is Vocal in Chicago, same age as 88.9, and there's 7 of us. So this is our first ever conference, just to get together, talk about our issues, our needs. Like you mentioned about media base, only one of us get monitored.
Right.
But we're championing these artists that no one hears about. You know, 2 of us were championing Coco Jones before anybody else.
Exactly.
But I guess media base, if we're not monitored,
nobody know.
It doesn't matter, right? So like one of our goals is to change that because we're trying to. There's so many amazing black and brown artists doing amazing things, but they will never get a chance to be in a radar, and that's where we fit. We fit the kind of the space for.
Exactly, and to me, that says a lot. Again, Coco doing great stuff right now. She's doing, but y'all was. I heard Coco from y'all. I knew who she was because I brought somebody here named TC. Tyon Christian, TC, he came and spoke on the stage about independent writing, but he had written songs for Coco before she was who she is. So I knew who she was, but I'm on the inside, so it's different. But then you guys were able to like, no, something is here. Now she's all over the place. And to me, that says a lot when the city has individuals like Reggie and Tarik that are able to hear these things prior to. Nobody knew back 15, 20 years ago, nobody who knew who Lachey was. Right. They knew, but they were like, let's take a risk on it. Bailey said, I'm going to try it. Say, Reg, what you think? Reg said, let's go. Yeah. Let's make it happen. Let's see. Yeah. And she had that run. But it took people in your town to understand who you are and notice the work that you're putting in to then help you. Because if you don't get help from someone inside your city, it's going to be 10 times harder to get it on the outside of your city.
That's right.
So make sure you understand the process that it takes to make sure that your material is heard at home first. So then when it carries, because Reggie just said he's on a call every Friday with the top 30 markets. Mm-hmm. So what if you can get on 15 of the 30?
That's right.
That's a big difference. So make sure you understand. That's why I brought these brothers. They were on last year, but I had to bring them back because I had to repeat and bring them back because just since they were on last year, things have changed. Yeah. So I want them to be able to drop the changes like Reggie just dropped one. He said that they go now, which this wasn't last year, now they go to TikTok.
We find folks on TikTok. Yeah, we look at them. We look at the numbers on TikTok, who's trending. Oh, this song is trending in Milwaukee. Media base is so cold. They can find out what song they're playing on Spotify, how many times they're playing it, who's requesting it. The age demographic that was requesting these songs, it's crazy. It's crazy.
See what I'm saying? So and it's all about demographics. Yeah, it's all about analytics.
That's right. It is.
Tarik, you guys, how does Hyfin understand which artist is doing well? Do you guys talk to the other urban artists to see who you guys may want to play and add and things of that nature?
I guess it's more of an art on our side.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes we use the streaming numbers and data.
Yes.
But really, it's if a label sends something, because we're trying to have a good relationship with labels, but it's all about the ear. It's between me and Element and our team to like listen to it and say, how do we feel about this? Mm-hmm. So it's really about discovery for us.
Yes.
For example, Flying a Boss. We were championing her before anybody knew, before they went viral with their runs.
Yes.
'Cause I saw it. It popped up my Instagram reel. Like, who's these two women? I'm like, this is dope. I showed Element, what do you think? I showed Kim, what you think? And we added it. And then they got all viral, and all of a sudden they're open for Janelle Monáe. Mm-hmm. So it's really it's more of an art. for urban alt. I say urban alt is that's what I believe urban alternative is, a chance, another space for those emerging artists who are trying to do something or doing stuff, but they're not getting love. So it's our chance to bring them into the house.
That's what's up. See, to me, that's extremely
That's
important,
good.
because what we're doing is breaking down walls that used to be there. Now there's an avenue for those type of artists, those individuals. I think that's special and important. And how could artists be looked at for the Hyfin verified? Yes. How does that process work?
The process is really, they have a new record.
Yes.
If they might be coming to Milwaukee or the area. Those are kind of the necessary requirements, but that kind of helps push them up. And how unique they are. Like, we try to find artists that really are breaking the mold and doing something different. But they do have a buzz. They have a little buzz under the water right there. So there's some of the requirements of Hyfin verified. And if their song is just something you never heard, right? I mean, Element does a very good job. Like, I'll give you a little sneak peek. We were looking at this artist named Amalu. She's UK. She's like Aaliyah reincarnate, but like with a whole little different style. So that's one of the artists next month. And I've been following her for like 3 years now. Wow. So it's really about just sitting down. That's the fun part, just sitting down and trying to discover new artists doing things, you know. We listen to other playlists on Spotify, kind of the underground playlist, see what's happening. I go to Bandcamp every week because Bandcamp does a great job curating what's happening. They break it by genre. You get the chance to listen to it. You listen to descriptions. So it's really, I mean, we brought up last week, one of my idols is Frankie Crocker, DJ from back in the day.
He said my name on the radio in New York. Yeah.
So I remember those DJs back in the day, that's labels sign artists because the radio played it.
Right.
It's the other way around now.
Right.
I want to get back to that.
Gotcha.
Like, radio should be the way to play breaking artists. I want to flip that relationship. So that's my goal. So.
Wow.
That's a good goal, bro. I like that.
Yeah.
Reg, because you're at one of those big iHeart stations.
Right.
So obviously there are stipulations in order in which things occur for stations like V100. Right. How are you able to, or is an artist able to get to make it to the level to get on a V100? What's the how? I know it's probably extremely difficult now with the streaming part, but what's a best way for an independent artist to actually make it to V100?
Well, I work with a robot. He does my 5 o'clock traffic jam every day. His name is DJ O. And when I say he is a robot, he is a robot. What he does, and he's in Atlanta now, so what he does, however he does it, finds out what's hot in Milwaukee, what artist is hot. And what he does is he puts their song in the mix of my 5 o'clock traffic jam, which plays every day. So we have 2 or 3 slots for new songs. Most of the time, they're national songs. But every now and then, you might get a Steve the Stoner. You might get a Much Lauren, Shake It. Ooh, that song is trending like crazy. I heard it 3 times today. Girls dancing off of it. But people love that song. So what he'll do is he'll implement that song in the mix. And then we'll watch the numbers on it from there.
Gotcha.
See what's up. See if it's going to make it. See what it's doing. Even YouTube, putting songs on YouTube, is real big. But Steve the Stoner, his song, Barkin', Much Lauren has a song that's trending like crazy. And what he does is just put their song in the mix.
And for those type of artists, what do you think is missing to take them to the next level? Or what? I don't want to say missing because I don't want it to be a negative connotation. What do you think needs to be added to what they already have going on that could potentially take those kind of artists to the next level?
Going out of town, you got to do some legwork. You got to go out of town. You got to send your song to other radio stations, to other DJs in other cities. A lot of visuals. Tag people on social media. I tell people, if you're an artist and you want to make it, tag people that are important. You never know. Glorilla just liked a girl song. Her name is Lilo Monroe. I let her sing on the mic on Thursday night at Walker's. She posted something and tagged Glorilla, and Glorilla liked it. So you never know. Glorilla might be looking for artists.
Right.
You know, so that's how it happens. You got to work that social media. You got to work it. You got to work it. Get your song out there. Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. And nobody should be a bigger supporter of your song or your material or you than you.
That's right.
Like, you can't be too cool to post your. I never will understand how artists have a material and won't post their own stuff.
Right.
They just too cool to post their own. Man, my whole page is me right now, and I don't sing.
Yeah.
It me or my son. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you gonna see on my page. Me or my son. But if I had a song, it definitely would be me because it's me right now. So I don't understand how artists don't promote themselves.
Right.
So I mean, if somebody who talks promote themselves, I know somebody who's actually doing some music should be promoting themselves heavy. You know what I mean? Tariq, you were talking about going into Spotify and Apple Music and seeing what the different the not so quote unquote popular playlists to find artists. Do you also, once you find an artist, do you also go to look at their monthly listeners or subscribers or whatever they call on different platforms?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You know, like, I don't know who it was. This is a guy named October London.
Okay.
That Element, like, I don't know why we haven't added. Like, Element found him maybe about 2-3 months ago, and his album. I mean, he's Marvin Gaye reincarnate.
I know exactly who he is, but
I know who he is.
You know, and I was just like, okay, let's see this guy. I click the artist, and I see the following, but it does not change my decision. I will add it if I love it and I feel it's good. It has never has changed my decision. It might. Someone says, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Well, let me show you as a validation."
Right.
But it has never been a deciding factor in
Gotcha.
what we're doing over at Hyfin.
That makes sense, man. I think to me, it's starting to get back into that. It was just dope. I messed with it because it was just dope. I think to me that's how most of us listeners discover new artists. We heard it. We was at somebody's house. We was at a party. And you do Shazam or whatever.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, you ask who, like, man, this is dope. Why would I? So to me, I think that it's getting back to that because everything has been so force-fed, so to speak, that people have gotten tired of certain things because of that. So now it's getting back to how it used to be. Because that's how we used to do. We used to go some Capitol Court back in the day. We would go by Jodeci, Diary of a Mad Band, or Hotel After Party, to show the hotel, the after party, or whatever.
Right.
And we would literally know the date, go to Sam Goody at Capitol Court, buy the CD or tape, whatever time it was, and then play it. While we were playing the song, we were reading the credits.
Yes.
Or L.B. Shore wrote this. Or Devontae produced it. Or L.A. Reid did this beat with Babyface. That's what we would do. And we would literally sit in the parking lot at Capitol Court. If it's an hour-long episode or hour-long tape, we would sit there for that long before we leave to read the credits of who did what, who did the beats, who did who played the guitar or the bass. Right. We would literally do that and then go over, drive and listen to it again as we did it. So it's getting back to actually those days now. Now it's just more of a visual game as opposed to the actual.
Young generation realize most people don't realize they're hungry. They're not just young black kids, brown kids. Yeah, they might be hip hop heads, but I saw a group of black girls going to Paramore. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
There's a change in dynamic music. We were talking earlier. It's global now.
Yes.
Right. And I think if an artist understands that, I was watching a YouTube video, they gotta, as I say, you gotta like think global and act local.
Yeah.
Because now, Twan Mac is making his moves over in Europe and can sell out shows.
Yeah.
So it's being more connected, and those Afro beats and those artists in Nigeria love American hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And they would love imagine you go tour and play there, and your audience. That's the youngest. Africa has the youngest population in the world.
Yes.
And it's a market, like one label, Maven, Afrobeats label, had over 8 billion streams on Afrobeats, right?
That's crazy.
So that's what I tell artists, like, look what's happened overseas. Because, like, to me, we got a lot of UK. The UK R&B and hip-hop scene, to me, is the most innovative, most creative scene right now.
Yeah.
Like, we got a lot of UK artists on our station. Looking at it, it's like, dang, like, who's that? Like, Mahalia, killing it right now,
Yeah.
Jay Hoos, I know you know Jay Hoos, who did a track with Drake.
Drake, yep.
We playing that. Like, he's a British rapper. I remember for a while ago, I don't like that accent. I don't like that. New generation,
Right.
they eat it up now.
Exactly. And to me, I think that's important that we don't put genres in just a box.
Right.
Because now you have all type of artists featuring with other artists. Like the collaboration don't even make sense, but it's still fly.
Drake's about to drop an album with Bad Bunny.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it's genius though, because Drake is the biggest artist in America.
Right.
Bad Bunny is the biggest artist
in the world.
Latin art in the world.
Yeah.
Like, cause in that's, I was talking to DJ Kenny about the specific Latin genres of music and how, which I think other, like especially black artists should be, where with that particular culture, no matter if you're Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Venezuelan, it doesn't even matter. If you are a Latin artist and you make good music, you have so many different countries to go to get art. That's why it makes
You get a lot of fans.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. I'm wearing a shirt called "It's Jazz is Dead." It's Morotas. It's run by Adrian Young. You familiar with Adrian Young?
Yep.
With a 78-year-old Brazilian producer, composer with an orchestra. You would think a bunch of old folks would be there.
Right.
There were young black people, young brown people, sold out, lying out the door. Majority of the people were younger than me. Seeing a 78-year-old Brazilian composer who got sampled by Ludacris, Common, Madlib, J Dilla. Like, you understand, the market, the people's listening, the younger generation, they'll eat it up. Genres mean nothing to them. And that's how we try to look at Hyfin as, you'll hear a Latin song, you'll have a black indie rock artist, you will hear, because that's what they want.
Right, right. And to me, I think that's where the music grows for the black and brown community.
It is.
You know, that's the growth process of it, is that genre-less music where it just feel good. It's a vibe, as the youngsters say. You know what I mean? Mind you, we kind of us three kind of up there in age, but to me, I think where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, is where there is a world where it doesn't matter what the artist looks like. It only matters what the music sounds like.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm seeing it going. But even I remember you brought a gentleman, Steve the Stoner.
Yeah.
What I thought was genius about what that brother was and is doing is that he created like different dances and things of that. He makes it fun to listen to his music.
Sure does.
You know what I'm saying? That brother, I never met him. I just only seen him on social media. But no matter where he is, he makes it enjoyable to listen to what he's doing. And to me, that sells the song even more because
he's on Brady Street having people.
Yeah. I saw him with what's
the
the brother that do the one call that song? What's the
David Gruber was
I saw
doing
him
it
with
too.
David Gruber. You know what I'm saying?
David Gruber was doing it too.
Yeah. The police. He had the police doing it.
Everybody.
Now you know black people try to stay away from the police, but he got the Milwaukee PD doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So to me, he makes it fun, that takes what he has done, the genre that whatever genre he calls himself, it takes it to another level because once he takes that same concept and go to Chicago and go to Atlanta and go to New York and go to it's going to be out of here because that cat has something with infectious. I don't know the brother, but it's something infectious about what I find myself on the phone watching it doing it, and I'm sitting at the house, nobody but me by myself. So I think to me that's the major step for artists now. Is instead of making everything so down and emotional that you start to make it fun again, and now you'll get a wider audience of individuals who want to be a part of what you're doing in your career.
Right.
And we were speaking off air about intent, right? Me and him were speaking about intent. If your intention behind your music is to make people feel a good way or feel up, I think you're going to have a lot more success if your intention behind your music is in a positive and an uplifting manner. And I'm not saying like uplifting in the gospel song. I'm saying uplifting where the whole family can have fun in your song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I think that's once artists start locking in on that and letting people into who you really are, because you guys and the listeners buy into the person before the product. Yeah. You can have good songs, but if people don't like the person, they're not gonna like the product. And I think that's where a lot of disconnect with artists. They want to keep everything so secluded, which that was cool back in our day.
Right.
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, they were you only saw them so often. This is not that world anymore.
Yeah.
You have to be accessible, and people have to feel like they're a part of you and your journey in order to invest in it, and meaning buy your stuff.
That's real.
So,
Yeah.
in closing, man, I wanted to keep this short and sweet because I wanted to get to the main points with streaming platforms, the different DSPs. How do artists make revenue off of streaming?
I mean, the biggest way is sound exchange.
Yes.
I mean, that is the way how we,
Yes.
Hyfin pays the artists.
Yes.
That's how Spotify pays the artists. Sound exchange handles all the streaming revenue, right? YouTube has a way for artists to monetize their work as well. Like,
Yes.
for example, we might have a deal with a label. We do a video of an artist.
Right.
Okay, here's a deal, sign off. Then it connects to the label. So every stream, they get money from our video.
Right.
They allow us to promote it, so we get some love and credit. The artist gets money.
Right.
And and I was looking at the database, this database of all the streaming numbers. I think Tidal and Apple pays the most of all the streaming, right? So I'm not saying only put your stuff on Tidal.
Of course, all money
But
is
maybe there's
good.
an opportunity to promote, hey, yo, you really want to support me, listen to Apple Music, listen to Tidal.
Right.
But that's the ways of doing it. I mean, first get your name in the sound exchange. That's money, because they pay out, I forgot what they had last year. They have unclaimed checks at Sound Exchange.
Just sitting.
Sitting there, right?
YouTube does too. They sent me a $23 check.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was real. It's for a Wiz Khalifa interview, but that's something.
They paid you for an interview?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there's ways of doing it out there. And I want to give a shout out to, Juice Talk TV?
Yes.
Those guys are killing it right now. Imagine, they're hungry for artists. And people around the country are looking at their work. That's an opportunity too. Imagine you work with them. They're like, oh, we can put it on YouTube and then maybe get a little revenue from them and split revenue. I mean, we're trying to figure out how we want to partner with Juice Talk, because I think what they're doing is amazing. It's a couple, and they're doing some crazy stuff, and they deserve the love. I mean, they're getting artists you never heard of major exposure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's extremely important, man. We got to take advantage of these different platforms to promote our music and to talk about our music on. Right. A lot of artists too cool to do interviews, which is the biggest mistake you could ever do. You got to make sure you're accessible to talk about, so you can understand what's going on with people. People can understand what's going on with you in your career, right. What your intentions are as an artist. Go ahead.
And don't forget, if you do social media and you grow your following, you become an influencer. And there's a whole industry right there that is not related to your music for revenue.
Exactly.
Right? I hear you have 10,000 followers. I give you $1,000 for a post.
Right.
So you grow your following. You have your revenue. Again, social media tells your story.
Exactly.
People love the stories. You grow your following. You become an influencer that you can make money on that.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly, man. Reg, in closing, man. What is your advice for artists to try to make revenue using the radio? Because the radio isn't dead. People think it is, but it's not. Because streaming, you're still gonna have radio no matter where you go. I don't care. You could be driving to Wyoming, Cheyenne, and ain't nobody there but a cow.
No 5G symbols. You got that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to make sure. What is your advice on how artists could generate revenue for themselves using the radio?
Just promote yourself. Do the groundwork first. Promote yourself. Make us want to play you.
Yeah.
Because every song that we play on the radio, every song is researched. We have 36 songs in current rotation that we rotate in certain categories. But we have 241 songs in our system. So every 2 weeks, we're looking for new songs to get rid of the Bob. We normally get rid of 5 songs. It might be 3 songs. They might go down, and we want to replace them. Let me think of a song. I don't know, maybe a Drake song or something. A song, Rich Flex. That song might be going down. We'll take it out and give it a rest, but put something in its place, something brand new. So we need something. So do the groundwork first. Get your song out there, do a lot of shows, do a lot of posting on social media. Make us want to come to you and say, I think we should add that song. We just added the new Usher. We just added the new Gorilla.
The new Usher, the one with Kiki in it, or the other one?
No, the Usher.
The one with the Savage and
Savage and Summer Walker.
Summer Walker, yeah.
Yeah, we just added that. We were playing it to test it to see how it would do.
Right.
Now we made it an ad. So it's a few other songs. The Future songs, the new Future, we added that too. But those songs are going up the charts. We call them songs with bullets. That means they're shooting up. So, but you got to do your legwork. Make us want to play you. You know, it's hard to get on radio.
Yes.
And we really don't have any competition in Milwaukee at all. So we can play what we want. Just sit back and just play.
Right.
But if we have competition, it might give us an urge to play this song before they play it.
Right.
You know, but
That's
we
why
don't.
we try to get media-based monitoring us.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Right,
you're
right.
right. So Milwaukee, I call it the Witness Protection Program.
Right.
We just sit back and wait. You know, people think we're a black radio station. No, we're not. We play black music. We have black folks in Brown Deer, Racine, Milwaukee. The majority of our listeners are of a different race.
Yeah.
You know, how many people do you know, black people do you know in Oconomowoc and Pewaukee and Sturtevant?
Exactly.
All those spots. So I think like 28% of our listeners are black. 26 might be Hispanic, and the rest, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so, but that's my advice. Just get out there and push your song. You got to work that song. You got to work it. You got to do it. If you're going to put a song out, work it. Do videos while you're in the car driving. You know, tag people, put it on TikTok. It's a must you put it on TikTok. You know, and just get it out there. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. One thing you got to also remember, all those who are in the audience and those who are watching us live, man, that nobody can promote you like you.
That's
because
right.
nobody knows you better than you, because you spend all your time on this earth with you.
Yep.
So make sure you push you. All right, man, I want to thank y'all for y'all time. I know y'all busy, y'all got to run, but I thank y'all for just giving us this small amount of time that y'all had available and dropping some game. I want to thank Radio Milwaukee. I want to thank our executive producer, Kim Shine, for help putting us on. And we just dropped some new episodes last night. We dropped 4 new episodes, right, Kim? 4 new episodes. You can find us on all the DSPs, Amplifier, Community Connection. All right? One thing about a dream, it never expires. Y'all be blessed.